Longstreet buffs who want to go around Big Round Top to sneak up on Meade's army from the rear. The way you do it is you go down the Emmitsburg Pike to the Green Mountain Road, turn left, Barlow Green Mountain Road, turn left, go about 3 miles, you come to the Ridge Road, take the Ridge Road. That'll bring you around behind Big Round Top. Then you take the Night Road, a right turn, and that'll put you right where I am. Marsh Creek is off behind me. And now the idea is you're advancing on the rear of Meade's army. Of course, all the while you were marching from the west side, of the Emmitsburg Pike, around to the south, and around to the east, and then north. Meade is, rearranging his forces to meet you about here, between this side of Big Round Top and Marsh Creek. He'll have a line of about 1 mile wide, laced with artillery, waiting for you to arrive with your buffs. It'll take you, I'd say, it'll take you about 5 hours to get the head of your column here. Now the tail of your column will still be on the west side of the Emmitsburg Road, still marching. And all you got to do, ladies and gentlemen, is compare the buff's idea with Longstreet's plan to the reality of Jackson's flank march around Hooker's right at Chancellorsville. 12-mile march, longer march than the one we just took to get here. 23,000 men. Of course, Longstreet apparently is taking the entire army of 80,000. So by the time the head of Jackson's column got to Wilderness Tavern and began to fan out in the line, the tail of it was still at the furnace, 12 miles behind. So good luck to that, people. All right, for you buffs in Longstreet's plan, we're at the intersection of the Fairfield Road and the Fairplay Road, which is about 1 mile south of the Chambersburg Pike, and we're looking east toward the battlefield of Gettysburg, toward the Confederate staging area. So we can assume that Longstreet would start his march and maybe cross all these fields to get to this road. Now, of course, this is a 2-lane asphalt highway today, and it certainly wasn't that then. It was a 1-leg wagon road, and you people want to move 80,000 soldiers, artillery, and 20,000 animals down this single road. So we're going to see how far we can get. Now, we had an intelligent suggestion that what we'll do is we'll go to the Bullfrog Road, turn left, and that'll take us back to the Emmitsburg Road, where we're going to find somewhere beyond that point good ground. So we're going to see what obstacles are on our way and just how far it is to do this. Okay, we came down the road about 1 mile going south. We ran up to this obstacle. This looks like a pretty serious obstacle, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what creek this is, but you can see that in June of 1863, the stream would probably look a lot like this. Now, this is a steep bank. There must have been a bridge here, not a ford. So if the bridge is destroyed, we're in trouble. We're going to have to rebuild a bridge, which seems like a pretty formidable thing to have to do. Or we're going to have to ford this river, and while we can do it with our soldiers, how can we do it with our artillery and our wagons? You tell me, buffs. All right, it was 5 miles down to the intersection of the Bullfrog Road and the Fairfield Road. And that thick stream we had to deal with, that was Marsh Creek. And then we had to cross two more smaller streams over the roadway. So if we left at 5 a.m., we could march 2 miles an hour. It would take us till about 7:30 in the afternoon to get here. 7:30 a.m. Okay, we're going east on the Bullfrog Road. Fairly flat territory. All right, here's a streamlet we got to deal with. We got another obstacle, and it's we could probably get our artillery over there, but we need some pioneers to help out. We got another stream we have to cross here. Certainly not as difficult as Marsh Creek would be. Well, one thing is for sure, and that's our marching men are going to have plenty of water to drink, which is very unusual on these marches. They should be happy about that. Okay, we're still going east on the Bullfrog Road. We passed through a lot of woodland, and there would have been woodland, there would have been open farmland. That's looking back toward Gettysburg. All right, we've reached the intersection of the Bullfrog Road and the Emmitsburg Pike, and this leg has cost us another 6 miles, which means another 3 hours far ahead. So if we left at 5 a.m., we would arrive at about 8 a.m. at the intersection of the Bullfrog Road and the Fairfield Road. And then 3 more hours, 8:30, 9:30, 10. Then we get here about noon, the head of our column, assuming the obstacles didn't delay us for several hours. Now the tail hasn't moved. It's still back at Gettysburg. There's a huge pool of men and animals and wagons in a big staging area sitting around waiting for the road to open up in front of them. Now, while all that is happening, what do you think Meade's army is doing? Do you think it's sitting on its hands? Now, that just gets us to this point. Now, apparently out there somewhere, for you buffs for Longstreet, there's some good ground you think you'll find. It's like an Easter egg hunt. It's like, what? I guess you'll know it when you see it, but if you never see it, then you're still marching, aren't you? Now, 2 miles or so further east, we're going to run into the Taneytown Road, which is the road, along with the Emmitsburg Pike, that Meade's army was using to march parallel with your march on the Fairfield Road, so that by the time you've cut through this leg, they're sitting here at this intersection waiting for you. It's not rocket science, people.